Hi, I'm Bryce Thatcher, founder of UltrAspire. Over the last 40 years, trail running and trail running gear has changed a lot, and I've seen it all. This is my first backpack that I used to run in. This was my race vest, and it worked, but not good enough. With that, I wanted to develop more gear that would help me in my endeavors. In fact, at the time, there was really hardly any organized trail races. I was doing everything for personal enjoyment. I was setting records, which I call them my personal bests. Now they've become FKTs all over the mountains, particularly in the Tetons and in the Rocky Mountains. Most notable being the record on the Grand Teton, which I held that record for 29 years, only to be broken by Kilian Jornet. I'm very proud of that. But with that, going from this to now, 40 years later, I've been involved with every process along the way. The first handheld, the first running pack, the first race vest, the first everything. And it's been the athlete and the evolution of trail running and the sport that has brought this innovation along. And I've seen it all. And it's really exciting to be a part of this great revolution that has become trail running, ultra running, and mountain running. My brand UltrAspire is a culmination of 40 years of experience working with some of the best athletes in the world, bringing these products to market. I want to briefly explain to you the key differences that makes UltrAspire different than every other brand in the world. Key difference number one, Ergofit. Most packs in the marketplace are built very boxy and straight. With Ergofit, by design, we follow the natural curves of the human body. To illustrate this, I'm going to give you a short story about an athlete who came to us. She was sponsored by a very prominent brand. She started using UltrAspire. She came to me and said, "It is the only pack that I've ever worn that at the end of a race, I didn't have neck and shoulder fatigue at the end of the race." Well, this is why. Most shoulder straps are shaped like this. Straight, down the front, down here, over to the sides, and then they don't have a lot of slope. So it's very close against your neck. With UltrAspire, we have created slope out of the shoulder straps, so you have the natural downward slope, cut away for the neck, cut away for the arm swing. So this is what Ergofit does for you. It naturally allows the vest with slope to ride away from your neck, down lower, so that you have less muscle fatigue. And it may not make a difference in a 10-mile race, but when you're 80, 90, 100 or more miles into a race, it's a big difference. Key difference number two is Ergofit waist. UltrAspire has a strong assortment of waist belts, and a lot of people are starting to use waist belts from UltrAspire because they work, and this is why. Most packs, waist packs, have a waist belt shaped like this. With UltrAspire, our waist belt shape is like this. I'm going to put these on a body form so that I can illustrate how this affects performance in the athlete. With common waist belt today, all the weight is borne right on the lower back, and it's really difficult to keep it stable, so you have to tighten up the pack really tight in order to stay stable, which puts more pressure on the lower back. With Ergofit waist, you can see the shape is a lot different. We call this our conical shape. What that means is the waist is smaller than the hips. As you can see with Ergofit waist, when placed on the body, it's naturally allowing the pack to ride lower, so it takes pressure off the lower back and allows the pack to be a lot more stable. One of our key athletes, the winningest 100-miler of all times, Karl Meltzer, he uses his signature waist pack for his 100-mile races because it's stable, it's comfortable, and it works. Key difference number three, UltraCool system. As we all know, heat is our enemy when we're racing. UltraCool system is a series of technologies which helps us keep the body as cool as possible so that we can perform the best possible. This is a series of fabrics and other materials to make sure that it wicks moisture away, helps us stay dry and cool. Besides the best fabrics and materials, we also have a small footprint. To illustrate this, most packs in the industry are designed to cover a large portion of the body. They wrap around every inch that you can. What does that mean to you? It means more heat, more retention of heat, so that your body doesn't perform as well because it can't get rid of the heat. With UltrAspire, we have cut back as much as possible, still make the pack stable, cut back as much as possible. In fact, if you look at these two patterns, the UltrAspire shape is 30% less body coverage. Another feature under the UltraCool system is our Max O2. We are the original company that started using shock cord for their sternum. The reason we chose shock cord is because it has a lot of stretch, has a lot of rebound, and it's really durable. What does that mean for the athlete? Increased stability, which means eliminating chafing so that you're going to be more comfortable, but then also increase your performance because it also allows you to breathe. Key difference number 4, UltrAspire 3D lighting. Runners across the world are rapidly realizing that waist lighting works well. Well, how did this all come about? Well, me, being over the age of 40, having to run at night, I found that I wasn't able to run as fast wearing a headlamp because I wasn't able to see all the rocks and stumps and trees and things like this. Being a photographer, I realized that you never take a picture of somebody with the flash on the camera. That makes everything look flat. I needed three-dimensionality to my trail so that I could run faster and safer at night. And it's not just taking a headlamp and putting it down on the waist. We created a whole system around this of features that makes it so that it works well on the waist. Now, what does this mean? It means that when you put the light on the waist, it casts shadows across all the little dimples, rocks, trees, stumps along the way so that you have that three-dimensionality so that you can run faster and safer at night. In summary, what makes UltrAspire different? Number 1, Ergofit, which means more comfort and increased performance. Number 2, Ergofit waist, more stability, less back and stomach fatigue. Number 3, UltraCool system, less heat retention and a higher performance. Number 4, 3D lighting, be able to run safer, faster, and more confident at night.